Hello brothers and sisters in Christ, welcome back to my channel. I'm Fiesta, if you don't know me by now. Today I want to tell you guys about a few dreams that I had. I think they are prophetic and they are from God, and I want you guys to let me know what you think. Okay, so the first dream I have, I feel like time is running out, and like the Lord just wants us to share his word and get as much people to be saved as possible before it's too late. So my first dream is this: I was by this water area, like a river kinda, and I was there to to fish. And when I look in the water, I could see the fish they're like things is wrong with them. Like one of them, I saw chains on it. There was chains all over on this fish, and this fish was trying to swim, and there was chains all over it. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, wow, like, you know, and I'm just like looking at all the fish. They come in, and I have my hook, and I'm trying to throw my hook, and while I'm trying to do that, I'm looking in the water, and I see all these fish like this, so corrupt, and like, I don't know, like so much is going on with them. And I'm just looking, and by the time I look, and I could see that the water is coming, like the water is coming, and like I can't stand where I was standing to catch the fish, and the water is coming like with a really speed rate, and like I had to get out of there. I had to run out of there, because if I would be there, the water will come and take me away there. So I have a feeling like the Lord is telling me, like, we don't have much time, like that people are in bondage, people are in so much things, and we just have to share the word with them, and we just have to be prepared. And I was there, and I was trying to run out of that area, and it was so hard, like, and I have a feeling like the Lord is telling us to tell the people, like let them know, because they're running out of time. And that was that dream. And then my another dream is, this dream happened like a month ago, when I was started to have the rapture dreams and whatnot. And this one was, I was on a boat, and I was on this boat, and I was just standing there, and I was amazed that, you know, when you go to the ocean or the river, like people set these things, and they have the hooks on, they have the hook rod on there, and they just toss it, and they would just wait until the fish come on the hook, and then they will pull it up. And I look on the boat, and there was rods hanging everywhere, like it's already there. I was in the boat, the rod is already there, like tons and tons of them. And I'm just like looking, and I'm amazed, like, wow, like who set all of these? And then when I look at myself, I look on my pocket, and when I look down, I could see all these hooks, all of them. Like I had so many hook, I just needed to hook them on that. And the Lord is showing me that I have the boat ready for you, and I already set everything up, and I want you to start catching the fish or whatnot. Like the Lord said he will make us fishers of men. So I guess he is telling me that, you know, I prepare you already. You're ready to go. Just go. Just tell people. Just tell people. People need to get saved. People need to come. So that was that dream. And it's like confirmation. You know, when the Lord is trying to tell you something or trying to bring you, and it's like he would give you confirmation after confirmation. So I think that's what's been going on with me. And then I have this other dream. This one, I was I was on this, it looks like a river, and when I looked, there was these women who were dressing in like scarlet colors, and like they were doing all these things, and they were catching these fish, and they were making these fish like themselves. It's like it was like demonic stronghold or force and whatnot, and they were catching a lot of fish, and I could see it. Like whenever they catch the fish become like them, like purple and scarlet and whatnot. And then when I look, I saw a different set of people, and I look at them, and they're trying to fish, and they don't know how to fish. And like a voice tell me, go show them how to fish, go show them. So I went up, and I took the hook, I took the rod, and I'm showing them how to do it. And like when I throw it the first time, it got tangled, it tangled me around. But I tried, and I loosed it. And then when I loosed it, I start tossing it, and every time I throw it, I would catch a fish, like big fish. And one time I look, and I'm like, look at this fish. This fish was so old. It looks like a old fish. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, wow, like this is a really old fish. Like I never saw an old fish before. I never see something like this before. In your dream, you know that what the Lord is trying to say to you. And I was catching a lot of fish, and then I look, and like I saw this person in this boat, and they were leaving. And I dreamed that it was my father. My father passed away a year ago, and I couldn't see his face, but he was in this boat, and he was leaving. He was going, and I'm looking like, that he was leaving, and it showed me that I was there catching those fish. And basically the Lord is showing me like the strong force of the world. They catching, they have people coming to these demonic force and everything else, and it showed me that people who don't know how to fish is trying to like maybe people who doesn't know how to preach a gospel, and they're doing it just so that people can get saved, and the Lord is showing me that, go show them how to do it. And when I was catching fish like crazy, and the Lord said once again he will make us fishers of men. And I guess that old fish, the Lord is showing me even older folks that need God, and they will come. So that was it for that dream. And then I keep having dreams about women in bondage. Like the Lord is showing me all these women from all around the world in bondage. I had this dream, and I think this dream really make me wake up. Like in my spiritual walk, it make me wake up, because I was so hurt by this dream that I get up, and my whole inside was just like shaken up, and I was screaming. And this dream is that we were walking, it was me and my husband, and we were walking the street. And this street, when I look, I saw lots of women on this street, and these women was prostituting themselves, and they were doing so much things to themselves. They were doing so many things to themselves, and most of them did not know what they were really doing. They were just doing it for just doing its sake. And I look, and I'm like, and my husband keep walking while I stop, and I'm looking. And then we came to this, and like he's looking at me that, come on, let's go. So I look at these women, and then I keep on walking. And when I walk, there was this bridge I had to cross. And this bridge wasn't like a regular bridge. This bridge was like that. And when I looked on the other side, my husband already crossed that bridge, and he was there, and he was looking. And I'm saying in my mind, like, why did he cross without me? That I need his help to get over this bridge, like this bridge. And when I look at the bridge was so slippery. When you're at the ocean or at the river, and there's rocks, and like moss take it over, and it's so slippery. And this bridge was like that, so it was like impossible to go over this bridge. And I'm looking in wonder, like, how did he get over this bridge? So anyways, I said, I'm gonna go over the bridge. So I started to, but before, like, I look, and under the bridge there is It's like it's water. And when I look in the water, there's fish. There's exotic fish like everywhere, and I'm looking like in a maze, and I'm like fish like Nemo. I don't know if you watch the movie Nemo. Fish like that, and lots of fish, like fish you would keep in aquarium and whatnot. A lot of exotic fish, and I'm looking, I'm like, wow, how come we never come here to fish? And I'm saying in my mind, and then anyways, I'm gonna go cross the bridge now. So I'm climbing up, and while I'm climbing up, there was a woman in front of me. And when I look at her, she looked like a Muslim woman. She was wearing the Muslim thing on the head, like the khimar and whatnot. So that's how I know it was a Muslim lady. And she was climbing up, so she was in front of me, and I could see her struggling to get up. So I'm thinking in my mind, like, if she rolled backwards, she will fall on me, and we both is going down. So now I'm looking at her, and she was in front of me. So she is telling me, can you come from the bottom? Like, there was a bottom part also of this bridge, and she's telling me that, can you come from the bottom and can you push me up so I could go up, so I could cross this bridge. Like, if I try to help you, I'm gonna slip and I'm gonna fall. And like in my mind, I'm debating, and it's like I go here of like I'm thinking, like in the dream, like I'm thinking, when I look down, they show me that if I fall, I will fall in the water. I will fall in the water and I will survive. And I'm looking at her, and she tried to lift herself up. She tried to lift herself up to come out, to try to cross the bridge. And when she tried, she pushed herself so hard that she fell. And when she fell, I'm looking at it, and she fell. And when I looked down, she fell to her death. There's no way she could have survived. She fell, and she fell to her death. She fell on the ground. She didn't fall in the water. But when I was looking at it, I'm thinking that if I fall, I will fall in the water. And like, while I was debating in my mind if I should help this lady, and while I was debating and all of this was going on, she fell. I took too long, and she fell. And when she fell to her death. And when I saw that, I started to scream. I started to scream like so loud. I felt so hurt, and I felt so much pain. Like I could have helped her, and I didn't. Like I probably would have if the dream would continue. No, if I would have not been like thinking about it. But I was trying to secure myself. I was thinking like, how if I fall and whatnot, and it was too late. And I was screaming. I felt so hurt. And when I woke up, I'm like, okay, Lord, I know what you're trying to say. I know. I get it. I guess the Lord is calling me to help women. You know, they're in bondage. They're not free, because this is so many different countries that women, they are not free to do whatever they want to do or serve the God they want to serve. But I have to tell you, you don't have to be afraid. Jesus will just ask him to come in, just to come in. He will come in and he will save you. And you don't have, once he come in, and once he's in there, there is nothing the world could do. What the world is going to do, they're going to persecute you, they're going to do whatever. But it's better to find Jesus and get saved than to live in a life that gonna take you to hell. We all have to make a choice. Most of you women, you feel like you were born into a certain religion, or my parents are this and my parents are that. But I have to tell you that none of us was born as anything. We all was born as sinners. All of us, once we enter into this world, we are all sinners. That's why Jesus had to come. He had to come to take away the sin of the world. And don't believe a lie that people will tell you otherwise than that, because there isn't any other way. Jesus is the only way. He's the only way to the Father. Jesus is the only way. He's the truth. He's the life. And no man cometh to the Father but through Jesus Christ. And I'm telling you today, it is so easy. All you got to do is call upon him. Just call Jesus, help me. He's faithful. He's at the door knocking. All we got to do is open up and let him come in. He is ready. He's waiting for us to make that decision. The world will tell us a whole bunch of lies and a whole bunch of different things, but which other religion you see is getting persecuted? Which other religion is going through the things that Christianity is going through? Our brothers and sisters all around the world is being persecuted for believing in Jesus. They're beheading them. They're losing their life. But you know what? They give it up freely. They give it because they can do whatever to this body, but our soul they cannot touch. Our soul get to go and be with Jesus. They could cut our heads off. They could do whatever they want to do to us, but they cannot get our soul. And our soul is what live on. So we have to make a decision while it's still free now. In America, we're not going through persecution, but all around the world, people are going through, Christians are going through persecution. It haven't come to us yet, but it will. It's coming a day that it will come to us. God's word has to be true. It has to be true. And as we could see that the word of God is just, everything is coming to pass just the way Jesus said it would. So, and why is it that only Christians, and they are killing, and they're, because Christians, they might look at us like we are crazy, but we are the one that know the truth. If you do something wrong, nobody wants to hear you say it to them. We all want to be sugar-coated. We all want to do wrong things and let people say it's okay, but it's not. And that's what the Christians are going through. People, they don't want you to tell them that, hey, you're sinning and the things that you're doing, and you're serving false god, or whatever the case might be. They don't want to hear it. So the truth is too much for them. So that's why they're gonna come at us, because we have the truth. We have the truth. And if you don't believe, if you don't know Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior, I'm asking you, it's test him. If you don't have him, and everyone in history that went to prove that Jesus is not who he said he was, come back and change their whole lifestyle, and they convert into Christianity, because there is proof all around us that Jesus is who he said he is. And if you don't believe, just test him, ask him, before it's too late. Live today like it's a God. Then if you go up there, once you die and you go up there and you find out that there is a God, and then it's too late. And we shouldn't judge people by their outer appearance, because we don't know what God is working, who God is dealing with what. We all have our time when God will deal with us, and we just cannot judge, because there's only one righteous judge, which is God. So we cannot judge. We have a tendency of judging other people because they don't look like us, or they look different, or whatnot. We have to stop that, because Jesus told us that we cannot judge, because if we judge other people, he will judge us. And do we want the judgment of God upon us? No, we don't. So we have to change our thinking. We have to ask God to come into our heart and change us. So I ask you guys to pray and and seek God now while you could still find him, because there's coming a day where it's going to be so hard for the Christians. Persecution is coming, and the Lord is showing me so much. So I want you guys to get ready. Jesus is coming. He's coming very soon, guys. So this is all for now. I love you guys so much, and if you need prayer or anything else, just comment it and I will pray for you guys. So I want to tell you guys I love you guys so much, and bye for now.